how do we pick up on masking? How do we actually uncover whether or not someone is actually truly being authentic to themselves and to how they present themselves in this interaction, this relationship, whatever it might be? So number one, you want to look out for the inconsistencies. Inconsistencies between words and actions. So someone can be an amazing communicator, an amazing talker, but their words are somehow not actually aligning up to their behaviors, not actually aligning to their actions. Words mean absolutely nothing when they do not align to our behaviors. So this is the person who speaks highly of, I have a value for respect. I value people respecting me. I respect other people. It's one of my high values, for example. And then you see them mock people. You see them interrupt others in conversation. And you see them making fun of other people or making fun of you within a conversation or within an interaction. This doesn't align to their value of respect. This is also the person who changes their tone, their energy, their emotion, or even their empathy, depending on who is in the room with them, depending on who is watching them. So for example, they could act very respectfully in public to people. They're someone who gets along with everybody in a public space, but behind closed doors, when you are the only individual in the room with them that can see them and is in front of their real reactions and real behavioral responses, and they act like a completely different person behind closed doors. This is where the inconsistency is a red flag, a pre-incident indicator. This is so important to learn because these pre-incident indicators can genuinely save someone's life. It's not even about whether or not someone is a good person for a relationship or a partnership or a friendship. It is actually coming down to whether or not they're actually a good person, that you're actually going to be safe within their presence. And if not, see you later. Don't give these people second chances, because their actions are speaking very, very loudly versus the words that are just not aligning and syncing up together. Another way to pick up on these inconsistencies or pick up on this masking, you want to be aware when the mask slips. So sudden emotional shifts. You want to be present or look for the moments where they feel embarrassed, they've been rejected, someone has said no to them, they lose control in a situation. You're going to see flashes of anger. You're going to see subtle punishments, which could be avoidance and withdrawing from a conversation. You want to pick these up very early on. So the more that you're aware of these, the more that you can actually start thinking, okay, I know a bit of a baseline, of foundation of how someone reacts when they're said no to, they're rejected. How do they actually control and regulate themselves, or do they not? Do they have an inability to actually control their emotions? The times in stress and challenge are going to be very, very telling of this person's underlying true authenticity and true behavioral reactions to situations. Another sign is they do not take accountability. Accountability is a leadership behavior. Accountability is having awareness of self, because again, any interaction, any relationship that you are a part of, it takes two people. So whether or not someone has actually, there's been toxic behavior, there's been, someone speaking over the top of one person, someone is trying to drag someone down with them, the second person is also allowing this behavior to happen. So there are two people in any interaction, and we need to take accountability for the role that we played in the interaction. That goes for every single relationship, friendship, partnership, business, acquaintance, any type of human interaction and human connection. When someone gets defensive, when someone puts the blame on another person and refuses to take any form or any sort of accountability, this is, first of all, a lack of emotional intelligence, a lack of self-awareness, a lack of social awareness, and their true character is going to be displayed very, very quickly. Now, it's on you as to how you're going to now react and respond to the information that's been presented to you. And then finally, micro expressions, which could be you're giving someone feedback, or you're telling them how you feel about something. You could feel uncomfortable or hurt or disappointed about a particular behavior that they have shown, and immediately they eye roll or they scoff at what you've just said, like, oh, okay. They're not taking what you've said seriously, and they're not actually giving you the full attention that you deserve when giving a certain feedback, or giving something where you're trying to actually create a stronger connection with this person. A smirk when you're upset, or any other form of dismissive body language that shows that they are completely checked out and not fully present with you in that interaction. And again, what information is presented to you, all of these pre-incident indicators, you're playing a role in that interaction. So it is up to you personally to learn how to be aware of firstly someone's foundation, their baseline of how they usually are in an, for example, in any topic that they love talking about. How do they express themselves? How excited do they get when they talk about something that they love or that they're passionate about? Because when you understand the baseline, you'll also pick up on when people are lying as well. Do what you will with that information. Remember that there are always two sides and two roles being played within any given conversation, no matter how toxic relationships and interactions can turn. But this is truly such an important skill to learn, because like I said, this can genuinely save someone's life without having an awareness of when we actually are noticing and picking up on these pre-incident indicators that could eventually progress into harm, and in very severe cases, death. Please stay safe out there. Please learn to have self-awareness and social awareness of your surroundings, situational awareness of your surroundings. The better that you are at picking up on behaviors and really looking at other words aligning to this person's behavior. And if not, why am I accepting something that's not aligning? Is this aligned to my values? Do I do this to other people? So then really coming back and reflecting on ourselves and going, what in this situation is benefiting me? And is this what I truly deserve in how someone treats me? Or will I be better off walking away, leaving, and treating myself in a better way versus what I'm experiencing in this current interaction?